I thought it was really powerful, man, and it painted a picture of what's really possible here, okay? And especially for the newer people, the younger people in the business, man, you guys can accomplish something that's very huge here, right? I know most of you guys in this room, except for a couple of us, don't have kids, but this is something that you can build for today, and it can continue to pass on for generations and generations to come, right? Long past when you're gone, right? Your kids and their kids will be able to take over this business, right? And be able to run it whether you're here or not, right? There's so many examples of that. One of the big ones is the Safford family, right? Bob Safford has been gone, what, 15 years now, 20 years now, probably longer than that maybe. And his business, when it got passed to his son Tom, was probably at like $1 million, $1.5 million. Now guys, that business has actually grown to over $3 million a year. Tom Safford doesn't have to do anything for that. That business is growing whether he does anything or not, right? But it was because of what his dad did, 30, 40 years ago, because Bob Safford was one of the founders, one of the, not the original 7, but part of the original 85. And he built a business, right? And so guys, that's what we're going to be talking about today, man, but you got to start with the mindset of it, okay? So let me go ahead and share my screen. I'm going to be going back and forth on the charger because stuff like that, but gotta love it. Gotta love Apple stuff. All right, cool. So while this loads, guys, again, this is, something that I came up with a while ago. It's called Money Success Secret. Because again, you have to have the right thought process and the right thinking when it comes to money, okay? So first things first, being poor is hard, but so is being wealthy, right? You got to choose your heart, all right? Being poor is hard, but being wealthy is hard as well. You got to choose which one you want to go through, okay? Because it's very hard when you have no money to go buy groceries, right or wrong? Right, absolutely. But is it easy to become wealthy? No. So you got to choose which hard you want to go through. Which one is going to be more worth it? Right? Think about it this way, guys. Nothing that's good in life is easy. Is having a good marriage easy? No. Right? Is raising children easy? No. Right? But if you raise children the right way and you go through the struggle and you go through the tribulations of being married, is it going to be worth it? Yeah, absolutely. Right? Is being in shape easy? No. You got to wake up early, go to the gym, follow a diet. That stuff is boring. It's easier to go to McDonald's and buy that Big Mac. Right? Trust me, I like to eat, and it's very hard to not eat the things I want to eat, right? But it's worth it because I want to have a long life with my son. I don't want to die at 30. I don't want to have a heart attack. I had 3 family members, and my dad's family passed away from heart attacks. All of them were under 50 years old. Last year, 3, right? So I made a conscious decision at the beginning of this year, like, I'm going to make sure that my diet is on point. Right? And so guys, that stuff is very important. You have to understand, and you have to choose what you're willing to go through to get to where you want to go, right? So also, what is money? Guys, money is just a medium, right? We all have heard the saying, money is the root of all evil. That's not it, right? Those are people twisting the words in the Bible, right? It's actually the love of money is the root of all evil. Okay, right? You have to have the right mindset though when it comes to money, because money is just a tool. It's a tool that makes you better or it makes you worse. If you're a bad person, for example, let's talk about like a bad person, Pablo Escobar, right? Terrible person, killed people, did all that stuff, right? He had a lot of money though, right? All money did was make him worse, okay? But good people, right? People who give to charities and stuff like that, that's just gonna make them better because when you have more money, you're able to do more of those things. Right? This event was so incredible this weekend. Mario said something that was, very powerful. He said, being broke is the most selfish thing you can do. Right? Being broke is the most selfish thing you can do because you can't do anything when you're broke. Right? And we've all heard our parents say, oh, well, money's not everything. Right? You don't need all that money. I remember when I started this business, my dad was one of the most negative people that I ever been around. It was crazy. Right? And he said, you don't need to make all that money. Right? You're going to have to, one of the craziest things I ever heard on an interview was, I don't want to make a lot of money because I don't want to have to pay taxes. But you got to pay taxes anyways, right? You might as well pay a little bit more and make a little bit more, okay? So guys, money is just a tool to get you to where you want to go, right? Whatever your dream life is, money is going to help you get there, okay? So guys, you got to work on that. So there's 3 kinds of people in this world that you're going to come across. There's going to be people that don't have enough, right? They don't have enough money, and they're mad at everybody, right? If you ever been around a broke person or someone who just doesn't have a lot of money, right? Because I didn't come from a lot, and I know my parents, they were always mad. They were always angry. You know, they're just super negative. They're mad at everybody because they don't have enough money to do the things they want to. They're mad at everybody, guys. They're, you know, that person that has the welfare or whatever, the food stamps, there's nothing wrong with that, guys, right? But it has to be for a temporary time of your life, right? You guys they're mad at people, right? Something goes wrong, they're snapping on the next person, right? And then there's the people who have just enough. This is the most dangerous position. You have just enough to live day by day. I can call it paycheck to paycheck. You have just enough at the end of the month, right? I don't know about y'all, but I was tired of just having just enough to pay my bills, just enough to get day by day, just enough to buy the food I want, right? And then lastly, you have people that have more than enough. Those are your financially free. Those people, whether they get out of bed or not, they're good, right? Show of hands, who wants to be financially independent? Right? What is our mission statement? Help people do what? Get financially independent. So are you in the right position at the right time? Absolutely, right? But you have to start working on your thinking, right, of what money means to you, okay? So there's something that's called T-bar. I've been reading a lot of, books on different things, what comes with mindset, thoughts, all these different things. And there's a book called The Byproduct that I definitely recommend all of you guys read. It's by a guy named Ian Pruckner. He used to actually be in Primerica, but sold his business for over $12 million to Mario. And he, he definitely didn't come up with this. I just read a book the other day and it's talking about the same exact thing. But that's what he called it. He called it T-bar in his book. And what it stands for is the T is thoughts, the B is beliefs, the A is actions, and the R is results. Okay? So you guys, when most people want to make a change, right? It's the brand new year, right? We're on the 17th of the month of January, 17 days into the new year, right? Who here did New Year's resolutions or a vision board or something, right? Wrote out goals. We all had it, right? So guys, what happens to most people, and the reason why most people will never accomplish their New Year's resolution or their goals of 2024 is because their thoughts and their beliefs are not there. They're going straight into the actions, okay? And if you don't have the thoughts and the beliefs, the moment something bad happens, you're gonna go back to your old roots or your old routine. Think about it this way, for example, everybody, right? I remember I was like, I'm gonna wait a couple of days before I go to the gym because I don't wanna be stuck in this New Year's crowd. And I went in there like 5 days later and it was still packed, but it's all good. It's empty now, right? People made it 2 weeks. So, and the reason why those people only made it 2 weeks is because they're like, yeah, I'm gonna get in shape, right? I'm gonna show up to the gym, and they went the first day. They might have went the second day, but what happens after you work out a little bit? What starts to creep in? That soreness, right? You wake up in the morning, that bed feels a lot more comfortable than it did the day before, right? Especially lately, it's been nice and cold outside, which makes the house cold, right? You're all comfortable, right? Especially for you guys or girls who have loved ones, right? You scientifically sleep better when you sleep with someone you love, right? So it's that much harder to get out of bed for those people. And the reason why is because they didn't have the right thought process and they didn't have the belief in order to wake up, right? We all talk about it. If your why is not big enough, and if why doesn't make you cry, it's not big enough, right? So why do you want to get in shape, right? For me, I want to get in shape because, like I said, I want to live a long time for my son. I don't want to be gone at 50 years old, right? Shoot, I'm going to try to break the record, 120, right? I think it's like the oldest person ever lives like 119 or something like that, right? Why not? Why not do the things, take the steps, okay? So you guys, you got to have the right thoughts because now my belief and my thought process to getting in shape and living a long life is much more bigger than I just want to have a six-pack. I could care less about having a six-pack. I'm married, right? My wife loves me, thank God, right? Somewhat decent looking, right? I'm just kidding, right? But guys, you got to have the right thoughts, you got to have the right beliefs. Because if your thoughts and beliefs are not there, the action won't follow long term. You may jump into it, right? You may say, I'm gonna write 10,000 in personal premium, and you're gonna make 100 calls, right? I'm gonna call these people, I'm gonna call these referrals, I'm gonna prospect these people, I'm gonna recruit 100 people this month, right? And you may have the actions for a couple of days, but what happens when you get that first chargeback? Or what happens when you get that first person to quit? Or someone hangs up on you, right? Or someone gives you an objection that you weren't able to overcome. Then what? See, the reason why most people stop in the business is, again, they don't have the thoughts, they don't have the beliefs. For us, I'm willing to go through that stuff because again, I have a big why. I want to give the life that I never had to my family. I want to live that dream life. I get it. Driving a Ferrari may not be for everybody, but I want to do it. Right? Driving a Rolls Royce, it may not be for everybody, but I want to do that stuff. Right? I'm a big guy. I can't, we can't fit in those little cars, right? We got to have some space, right? So I want to drive those cars. I want to live in that dream house. Yeah, a 20,000 square foot house may be a little over exaggerated or maybe too much for some people, but why not? Right? Those are the things that I want, so I'm willing to work for it. Right? But I know it's not going to happen tomorrow, so I have to be willing to go through some crap in order to get there. Right? And then once you have the thoughts, the beliefs, the actions will follow, which if you're doing the right actions, you're going to get the results. If you're showing up to the gym every day, or you're showing up to practice in sports, you're going to get the results that you want. Right? I knew I was going to work harder than everybody when I played baseball. So I knew I was going to be the best player on my team. I knew it because I was outworking everybody. But again, I had the right thoughts behind it. Because if I didn't have the right thoughts, I would strike out maybe, or a coach would get on me or whatever it may be. And the next thing you know, I'm not working as hard. Right? Now I'm not getting those results. Right? So guys, you got to start with the thoughts. And everybody has limiting beliefs. Okay? Everybody has some limiting beliefs when it comes to money. Right? We've all heard it. Money doesn't grow on trees. Okay? I know my mom used to say that. Money don't grow on trees. Can't buy you that today. Right? Money won't make me happy. Who's heard that one before? Right? Money won't make you happy. Doesn't matter how much you have, it won't make you happy. Right? Or we've all heard this one, like, you can't take money with you. When the good Lord takes, you can't take it with you. Right? So why are you worried about it so much? Right? And the big one is, does God want me to be wealthy? Right? Does God want me to be wealthy? So let's go through these real quick, okay? So money doesn't grow on trees, or does it? But if you really think about it, what is money? Money is just labor and value. When you provide a labor or a service to someone, you're providing value as well, right? So for example, let's think about it, right? If someone needed wood, right? Where do you go to buy wood? Home Depot, Lowe's, wherever it may be. Well, how did Home Depot or Lowe's get that wood? Someone had to provide it to them, right? And who gave that wood to the person that provided it, right? The distribution or company or whatever it may be, right? To them. Well, someone had to cut down a tree to get that labor or get that wood, right? And what does that person get paid in order to cut down that tree? Get paid money, right? So does money grow on trees? Kind of does, right? One, paper is wood, right? And what is money made of? Paper, right? So money does grow on trees, guys. Money, you just provide labor or service to someone, and they're going to give you money in return. Another big thing as well is commissions, right? We've all heard the objection. I don't like commission jobs. I want a salary and hourly. Well, salary and hourly jobs, guys, are commission, right? You're providing a service, and they're getting you a commission. They're paying you. If you provide an hour of your life, they're going to pay you $15 or $20. Or $40, whatever it may be, right? You provide a service, right? A year of your life for a salary, right? But the biggest scam is the salary, because you can work an entire year as hard as you can, and you're still going to get $50,000 a year. My mom's a teacher. Her salary is $50,000 or $65,000 a year. It doesn't matter if my mom does extracurricular programs, whatever it may be. She's going to get $65,000 a year at the end of the year. Doesn't matter, no matter how hard she works. Right? Salary and slavery are the same exact word. It's just missing a couple letters. Right? Because all you're doing is working as hard as you possibly can for someone, and they're saying, hey, here you go, $55,000 a year. Right? So guys, when the service is provided, the money magically appears. You're exchanging a year of your life, and your commission is $65,000. Commission isn't everything. Right? If you do some things with a nice lady, a nice man, you may end up with a baby. The commission is the baby, right? You do something, you're going to get something in return, and that's the commission. Okay? See, guys, you got to understand there's an unlimited supply of money. Okay? The wait list to buy a private jet. Who knows the average cost of a private jet? Like 50 million, 60 million, right? It's up there. Okay? See, guys, the wait list is like 5 to 10 years. That's how much money is out there in this world. Just to buy a McDonald's, it's $2 million just to have liquid, right? See, guys, there's so much money that's out there, right? We just have to go get it, okay? So the next limiting belief you have is money won't make you happy. Well, that's 100% true. It won't. Money's not going to make you happy. You've heard it all the time. You buy the toys, you buy all these things. Money doesn't make you happy. But what it does do is allow you to do the things that will make you happy. Right? If I had $1 million right now, I don't have to show up to the office, whatever, maybe I can spend all the time I want with my son, with my wife. That's going to make me happy. Right? If I had, $300,000 liquid that I could just pull out of my bank account and say, hey, I want to buy this nice car, that's going to make me happy. Giving to a charity, right, every single month, or being able to tithe, millions of dollars a year, right? The Toga family, they tithe 10%. Think about that, guys. If they make $1.1 million, they tithe 10% of that. That's $110,000 a year, right? Do you think that makes them happy? Absolutely. Because they're giving. That stuff makes people happy. So does money make you happy? No, but it will allow you to do the things that will make you happy, okay? So you guys, all money does, like I said earlier, is amplify the kind of person you are, all right? It doesn't make you good or bad. If you're already good, it's going to make you better. If you're already bad, it's going to make you worse, okay? So you guys, the next one is you can't take money with you. Well, again, that's true as well. Can't take it with you. When the good Lord calls you home, you're not going to be able to take that $100 that you cut someone out for with you. You're not going to be able to do it. Okay, but what you can do, right, is you can leave a lot behind for your family. All right, Proverbs 13:22, one of the commitments I made, right, I got this from Coach Ed, is reading a book of Proverbs the other day, and I came across it 4 days ago on the 13th. I was like, oh, there it is, right? I know this one, right? Proverbs 13:22 says, a wise man leaves a great inheritance for their children, man or woman. Right? Wise man or woman leaves a great inheritance for their children's children, but a sinner's wealth is stored up for the righteous. Right? So guys, you may not be able to take it with you, but you can leave a heck of a lot behind. Right? The Toga business, right, is going to be here long past Ed and Yvonne, long past Eric, Jason, Jackie, and Bryn, long past that. Right? It's going to be so crazy when Roman and Presley and Stella, Ace and Miles, there's a lot of kids, man, right, are overriding all of us. Right? It's going to be annoying because I can hear Presley now bossing me around. She already bossed me around. She's like 6, right? And she's going to be bossing around and she's going to be making money. Right? That is a business, guys. Right? They have lived a great life because of the work they have done. They're building an incredible business, okay? But the job's not done, right? $2 million this year, coaches, right? Absolutely. Right? And then the next one, the last limiting belief, does God want me to be wealthy? Guys, this is the craziest thing in the world, right? We all know and again, that's not a church talk or anything like that, but I believe you have to believe in something, right, to make it in life, okay? Because if you don't believe in something, you'll fall for everything, right? And so I believe in God, I believe in Jesus, right? Jesus Christ, okay? But God, man, you guys understand, God is the King of Kings and the Father of fathers, right? Who has kids? Who's the father? Right? Bryce? Okay, perfect. All right, I'll go with Demar, right? Demar, do you want your kids to struggle? No. Right? Do we want our kids to live underneath the bridge? No. Do we want them to have a lot of money and be successful and wealthy? Absolutely. Right? So why is it that we think the King of Kings and the Fathers of Fathers would want us to struggle? Right? We're all his children. Right? He doesn't want us to struggle. Okay? So guys, he doesn't want you living underneath the bridge. He don't want you having to, every time you go to a restaurant, you're looking at the right side before you look at the left side. You're like, okay, can't afford that, can't afford that, can't afford that. Oh, the chicken tenders with fries, I got that one. Right? Guys, I've been there before. Okay, I remember, right? This is gonna be a funny story. Okay, I remember I went to Carrabba's with Grenade, right? And it was rough. I had $66 in my bank account, right? $66. And then the waitress comes and goes, hey, we got this special going on. You buy one meal, you get another one for $10. And I was like, oh, okay, great. I did it. I was like, let's do it. And then I started doing the math, right? And an average meal at Carrabba is like $30, right? So I let Nate order first. She ordered a meal, $20. And then she got the other meal, the $10 one. So right there, it's $30. And I'm like, oh, shoot, what I'm going to get is $20. Plus the other 10, now I'm at $60 just on the bill, right? I can't afford that, right? So I'm like, you know what? I won't do the $10 meal, but I'll get this. I'll be able to still leave a nice tip. My lovely wife goes, oh, I'll just take his $10 meal then. I'm like, oh, shoot. Oh, snap. What am I about? I can't do anything, right? We're still dating. We're not even married yet. We just started dating, right? And then next thing, so I'm like, all right, I gotta leave it, do what I gotta do, right? Do the math, $60. Waitress brings the bill. The bill's $60 and like 50 something cents. I'm like, well, I got $66. Sorry, girl, should have never said anything about this $10 thing. Here's your $6 tip. And I wrote on the receipt, I'm sorry. Right? That's all I had, right? So guys, you don't want to be in that position, right? Primerica gives you the opportunity, right? Just use my story as an example, guys, of what not to do, okay? Don't go to prom if you don't have the money, right? Or don't marry if you've been in Puerto Rico. Right? I love my wife, she's on, right? Guys, okay? So guys, there was only 2 jobs that were ever described in the Bible. Okay, jobs were not meant to fund your dream life. If a job was meant to fund your dream life and you have a job, you would be living your dream life, right? So guys, the job is just the journey of the broke, right? My parents, they have a job. Will they ever be wealthy? No, right? There's no such thing called a wealthy employee, right? Because what is wealth to you? Wealth is different for everybody, right? There may be some rich employees, right? CEOs, they're rich, right? But can they pass that business down when they retire? No, right? See, wealth for me is something that I can leave behind, right? For generations and generations to come, right? That will continue to provide income, right? Because a CEO, for example, they may be able to pass down a lot of money to their children, but I guarantee you, if those children don't do the right thing with that money, what's going to happen to it? It's going to be gone. And if they're not able to replenish it with their job, right? Then next thing you know, all that hard work that CEO did is gone in 2 generations. Right? I want my kids, grandkids to be good. Right? So guys, the only 2 jobs ever described in the Bible are soldiers and slaves. Everybody else were business owners. Soldiers and slaves were the only 2 jobs ever described in the Bible. Okay? So you guys have to understand that, man. So it's very important. Some new beliefs that you have. Okay? New beliefs. We can rewire our brains, guys. Our brain is a muscle. You can rewire it. We've all been programmed. I've been reading a book. It's called What Should You Say When You Talk to Yourself? And it's all about rewiring your brain and how you talk to yourself, right? Instead of saying, negative thoughts, or I don't know if I can do this, I don't know if I can do that, right? One of the things that I've been doing is I've been writing every morning and every night and the 90-day planner, right, Coach Eric? I finally listened after 7 years, right? So every morning and every night, I've been planning my day, and in the top of it, it says goals, right? And I say, I am a $300,000 earner. I am a senior vice president. I am a $1 million earner. I do run a 100 by 100 base shop, right? Because I'm just speaking it, because eventually what will happen, I may not have it now, but subconsciously I'm programming my brain to say, well, let's do it, right? And then the actions will follow, right? Because now I'm working on my beliefs, right? So if you act like those who are where I want to be, then I will get there as well. Right? This business is so beautiful. You have so many examples of what it looks like to be successful. Why not latch onto it? Your upline should be your best friend. If they make more money than you should listen to them. If the person, your sidelines or whatever it may be, doesn't make more money to you, should you listen? No. I make more money than both my parents. If I listen to my parents, I'm going to get the same income that they have. I don't want that. Right? When it comes to money, I listen to Toga. Why? They make 10 times more than I do. So why should I listen to anybody else? Right? They have the life I want to live, the dream life, the marriage life, the religion, the faith. They travel, right? They have all the stuff that I want. So why would I listen to anybody else? Right? So I surround myself with them. Okay? They're my best friends, right? So why would you listen to someone who doesn't live the life that you want to live? If you hang out with 5 broke people, you're going to be the 6th, right? There was a guy, Darren Hardy, he was a publisher for Success Magazine. He said, if you look at the 5 people you hang around with the most and average their income, your income is going to be the middle, right? And I did that. And I was like, shoot, my 5 friends are all broke. That's why I'm broke. So I started hanging out with 5 different people, Eric, Jason, Ed, Edward, right? And someone, I can't remember what. Those are really my friends, right? It's all I got. But I started hanging out with them, right? And there he goes, right? My income started to rise because it was uncomfortable. When they can travel and buy the cars that they want to drive, right? And they can travel, right? I remember when Eric and Toga and all them went to Turks and Caicos. I never knew anybody that went to Turks and Caicos, so I met them, right? And I was like, shoot, I want to go there. It looks nice. Right? I want to go to Thailand now because Eric and Bryn went to Thailand for their wedding or their anniversary or honeymoon, right? And they took the whole family. I want to do those. I want to go there. I want to ride elephants. Who does that? Toga does, right? So I want to do that stuff too, right? See, money is unlimited and abundant. It's even written in the Bible, right, Eric? Money is unlimited and abundant, right? So guys, you gotta have some, some different beliefs. Right? I'm gonna go over one of Eric's favorite concepts right now, right? So guys, there's why is gold more valuable than brass or copper, right? In the Bible, okay, in the first book of the Bible, the word gold is actually mentioned exactly 8 times. Okay, gold is the definition of wealth. Okay, and every number in the Bible means something, right? It has a definition, right? And the number 8, if you turn it sideways, right, what does it look like? Infinity, right? So guys, the word gold is mentioned exactly 8 times. And one of the concepts we teach is called the rule of 72, right? Gold is the ultimate symbol for wealth, right? So if you take 72 divided by 8, what does that give you? That's not 9, all right. 9, right? The word for 9 is truth, right? The definition of the word 9, the number 9 in the book of Bible is truth. Right, so the truth behind wealth, right, is the rule of 72. And what do we teach to families? Rule of 72, right, which is wealth. Okay, so guys, you're teaching families the truth behind wealth. You got to go out there and talk to everybody. You know, it's a little bit deep for some of y'all, right? Yeah. Okay, so guys, some action steps to raise your equilibrium. I'm going to get into the more technical training here in a second, right? Is you have to surround yourself with people playing at a higher level. Surround yourself with people playing at a higher level. Okay, right? For me, right, when I was playing baseball, right, I'm super competitive. If you guys know me, I don't like to lose anything, right? Basketball game, golf game, I will sit there and play you until I beat you. And once I beat you, I'm out there, right? It's super bad when it comes to that. Okay? It doesn't matter if we're playing Monopoly or whatever it may be. I'm super competitive. Okay? I don't like hanging out with people. What's the point of hanging out with someone that's doing worse than me? All that's gonna do is bring me down because I'm gonna be comfortable. Right? No one wants to be the biggest fish in a small pond, right? I want to play with people that are competing at a higher level. I love this school, right? It was great. We got recognition. But in the back of my mind, I was like, well, shoot, the Camille brothers didn't register, Lane didn't register, Natasha didn't register. If they would have registered, we wouldn't have gotten recognition, right? So that's the conversation I'm having with myself, right? I'm like, all right, I need to look at them, see what they're doing, right? The Camelo brothers and intensity average around 6 to 10 recruits on a daily basis, right? That's why they're recruiting 100+ people a month. I know that, I track that. I probably know their numbers better than they know their numbers. Why? Because they're building the business that I want to have. They're playing at a higher level right now. So I'm chasing that. I'm not going to chase with the person that's recruiting 10 people in a month, only doing 2,000 in personal premium for the year, right? I'm not going to compete with that. There's no competition, right? That's not the life I want. So you got to surround yourself with people playing at a higher level. Elevate your experience. Okay, buy the cars you want, right? This is something that I got to get better at, right? You got to elevate your experience. Start living the life that you want to live, right? And you'll start getting the results you want to have. Make yourself a little bit uncomfortable. One of the most powerful things Eric did when I was in the base shop was he made me pay rent ahead of time, because he already knew I was going to become a vice president. So he made me start paying rent. Get ready for it, right? He set up a $300 pack and he had control of it. And guess what? I had to call him a couple of times and say, hey, coach, I can't do it this month. He turned it off. Guess what he said? No. Nope. Nope. Coach, I need $100 out of it. Can you get it sent to me? Nope. We all got a license, right? We all got the same license, right or wrong. How long is money getting in your account after you close the policy? 2 days. Right? He said, go close something. Go find someone that needs life insurance. Go make it happen. Right? And that's why I am where I'm at. That's why I'm so resilient. It doesn't matter what's going on. I'll figure it out. Right? My team hates that. Hey, and dream on paper, vision boards, write your goals down, all those things. Dream on paper. Okay? You may not be able to afford the life you want to have right now. Right? I had a conversation with Art Martinez, the TVS that he was at, and he said, if you could buy this building, could you buy it right now? And I said, no. He said, that's the wrong thinking. You should say, not yet. Right? I can't afford that Ferrari yet. Because what I'm doing in my mind is I'm saying, I'm gonna have it though. All right, again, it's so powerful, guys, how you talk to yourself, right? So guys, again, Proverbs is so impactful, man. I guarantee you guys, if you read it every single day, it's 31 chapters or 30 chapters. Read one a day, you'll become one of the wisest people in the world. It was written by Solomon, considered the wisest person in history, right? King Solomon. And in Proverbs 24, it says, a little sleep, a little slumber, a little holding of the hands to rest, and poverty will come upon you like a thief in the night. Right? Wake up early, get out of bed. Right? What are you doing at 6 o'clock in the morning still in bed? Right? I remember there's a video that Steve Harvey did, right? If you live in California, he says if you wake up at 8 o'clock, you're already behind 2 hours, 3 hours, right? Because the stock market opens at 8 o'clock on Eastern time, right? So if you're waking up at 8 o'clock, when the stock market opens, you're already behind because you got to get out of bed now, right? If you wake up at 6, you're prepared for the day. You got 2 hours, okay? What if you wake up at 5 though? Now you're in a totally different ballgame. All right, now you're ahead of everybody. If you wake up, the average person wakes up at 7 to 8 o'clock on a daily basis. Average person. Who here wants to be average? Okay, good. Almost got somebody, right? Right? Wants to be average, but no one here wants to be average. Right? So the average person wakes up at 7, 8 o'clock. If you wake up at 5 to 6 o'clock, you're 2 hours to 3 hours ahead of the average person. You do that every day for 365 days, you actually get an entire month ahead of the next person. Entire month.
Well, say that again,
right? If you wake up every single day at 5 or 6 o'clock, right? That's 2 hours ahead of the average person. If you add that up, right, and then divide it by 365, that will give you an entire month ahead of the average person. Right? Don't believe me, do the math. I'm not gonna do it right now, but do the math, okay? So guys, let's get up, right? Primerica compensation. All right, this is one of my favorite things to talk about. I love talking about Primerica compensation. Because if you don't understand compensation, you're gonna miss out on some money, guys. You have to understand it. Guys, Primerica compensation, yes, for commission. I love commission. I love it. I can wake up today, right? Sit down with a client. I have like 6 KTs today. If I sit down with all 6 of them, I can make $1,000 for every client or more. The most advanced as an RVP is what? $2,000. So if I help 6 families today and their policies are above $150, I can make $12,000 today.
Wow.
What are the chances that you make $12,000 at a job in a day? Negative, right? But the great thing about it is too, it's all based off my work ethic, right? The reason why people don't like commission is because people are lazy. They have no work ethic. If you have work ethic, you're gonna make a lot of money. That's why athletes are great here. That's why athletes are successful. The founder was a high school football coach, right? He knew work ethic is what pays when it comes to commission. And so if you don't have work ethic, yeah, you probably should go get a job. It'll be better suited for you. That's why commission is not for everybody, right? Because not everybody has that work ethic. You also get stock, right? Stock. We were having this conversation in the RVP meeting, right? Ryan just got promoted. Ryan got like $12,000 in stock, $13,000 in stock. Guess who also got stock? Lewis and Alex, right? Guess who also got stock? Edward. Guess who also got stock? Toga, right? Guess who also got stock? Rusty Crossland. Guess who probably Ryan doesn't even have, I don't even think Ryan's met Rusty yet. He might have met him once, right? Hey, Rusty got stock, right? You get stock, you get bonuses, non-charge backable bonuses. We all hate the CBs, right? Cheeseburgers, Charlie Browns, right? There's all those new people even say chargeback. They ask what that is, right? You get a Charlie Brown, right? Hey, a bonus, you can't get a chargeback. Uncharged backable. Can't take it away from you. And then you get overrides, right? Everybody say overrides.
Overrides.
Yeah, make a smile a little bit. Okay, cool. All right, guys, this is Primerica, right? This is the financial services side of Primerica. Okay, we've all seen this slide. You got life insurance, you got investments, you got 401ks, all those things, right? Wills, power of attorneys, auto home solutions, all that, okay? Can you make a lot of money in financial services? Yes. There was an RVP made over $1 million all on investments, right? We just saw it this past weekend, $700,000 regional leader. How that works, I'm not in that business, okay? But my pay grade, but hey, he did it, okay? So guys, you gotta understand, how does the stock work? Well, when you're going to get promoted to regional vice president, all you need to do, write this down, because if you don't follow it, you're not gonna get the stock, right? You gotta do 20 by 20 2 months in a row. Well, that's easy because our RVP guidelines as a hierarchy is 20 by 20 2 months in a row, right? So if you just do the aviators, toga, or legacy, if your guidelines are, different, but some people's are different, right? But if you just follow the guidelines, you're gonna get the stock on that side, right? $20,000 is rolling 12. Guys, if you're getting promoted to regional vice president and you're rolling 12 but not 20,000 yet, okay, you should probably not be getting promoted. Right? Because you got to learn how to make money before you're a regional vice president, right? And then you got to have at least 7, this is a joke, right? At least 7 licenses on your team. That is nothing. That is one person a month for 7 months to get licensed, to walk them through the process, fill out some paperwork. QBI of at least 70%. Guys, this is a big one. If your QBI is not above 70% and your persistency is crap, they will not promote you to vice president. Especially if you're gonna get promoted and be in the penalty box right away. So does QBI matter below RVP? Absolutely. It may not affect anything compensation wise now, but it will hold you back from getting promoted. Because Primerica looks at it this way. If we're gonna promote this guy, he or she's gonna be a regional vice president, but gonna get paid as a regional. What's the point? They're not gonna promote you. They're saving you because now you got RVP expenses, right? Then also, if you do this, you're gonna get anything from $10,000 to $15,000 for Primerica stock. Again, QBI is important because that's what multiplies QBI. You get 15,000 times your QBI. Your QBI is right at 70, you're only getting 10,000. Higher QBI, more stock. Ryan got 13,000. QBI is good. All right. We got like 12.5. Our QBI was like 78% when we got promoted. Okay, you got to make sure, guys, you have a high QBI before you get a stock, before you get promoted. Okay, you get bonuses, right? Guys, there's no such thing as a bonus below RVP. No such thing, besides the field training bonus. But we're talking about real bonus. Okay, that's just to get someone excited, right? Real bonuses, right? Non-chargebackable bonuses. Those are the bonuses you want. Okay, first things first, you got to all win the futures. Okay, every RVP that is in this office has won the futures. It's like a rite of passage. Okay, if you're on your track to go RVP, you should win the futures. Okay, we had a bunch of future winners, right? We had 2 in our base shop this past year. I'm excited, right? But if you get your futures, your clock starts, right? A lot of pressure because you don't get that bonus that you're supposed to get if you don't get promoted within a year. You got to get promoted within a year in order to get that bonus. Okay. So you get a 5% extra bonus on anything above 10 by 10 or anything below 10 by 10, sorry, right? If you do 9 by 9, you still get 10%, right? If you do above 10 by 10, you get a 15% bonus, right? And then 20 by 20, you get a 20% no matter what. That 20% bonus slaps it, right? Your bonus goes from 1,000 on average to like 4,000, okay? Especially if you have good QBI, okay? So guys, this is how the bonuses work. Okay, you got to understand this. Oh, all right, you guys can see that there. All right, qualify as an RVP, 10%, right? Well, we all saw it when Edward and Gabby got promoted to senior vice president, right? What do you need to do to go senior vice president? Promote 3 regional vice presidents, right? 50 by 50 base, that's easy. All right, you do that, okay? That is the biggest pay jump. From RVP to SVP is the biggest pay jump. It goes from 10% to 17%. That's a 7% pay raise. Just by teaching other people how to open up their own office. You qualify as an NSD, right? 9 direct RVPs, 100 by 100 through second, right? And you have to maintain a 10 by 10 base, right? You get a 20% bonus on all production, on everything your organization does, automatic 20%, right? Doesn't matter. You can have an RVP that does 0 by 0. You're still gonna get 20% of 0, which is 0, right? But you know what I'm saying, okay? 250 are SNSD, right? Toga, they're SNSD. All the hierarchy has to do is 250,000 through third, right? Which is Ryan, right? Ryan's through third, right? And they're gonna get a 23% bonus. Okay, 23% on everything. You guys are trying to figure out why Willie makes 500,000 a month right now. His bonus on average is like 300 grand. Because they're doing 1 million through first. So he's getting this bonus, and on top of that, you also get a power builder bonus. There's different levels. If everyone in the legacy hierarchy, which they do on a monthly basis anyways, there's not a question, does over 75,000 in premium, you get a power builder bonus on top of that. You get an extra 7.5%. So that 17% bonus turns into 24.5%. That 20%, 21% bonus that NSD gets turned into 28.5. That SNSD is 30% on everything. Right? On everything that your organization does. Right? So guys, it works just like that, right? So let's get to the next slide. Okay, there's the numbers. Right? So if you're not doing 20 by 20 as an RVP, you're missing out on money. If you don't know this, right? You don't know how the compensation works, though, you're not focused on it. And what you focus on grows. Right? And then overrides. Okay? Keep calm and override. I think Jason has a shirt that says, do you get overrides or something like that, right? You get overrides. Everybody say, oh, I already did this, right? Overrides equals freedom. Okay? If I recruit Eric, and Eric goes out there and helps the family, right? Let's say he's a rep. I'm going to get to that here in a second. He's got a 25% contract. My override as regional vice president is 85%. I didn't have to do anything for that. Okay? Even if it was 10%, I didn't have to do anything for it. Right? Override equals freedom. Override takes you from being self-employed to being a business owner. We all know barbers, right? We all get haircuts, except for Eric and Mar, right? Right? You guys are just next to each other. Right? I'm on my way. Don't worry, guys. Everyone's thinking back like Fat Joe's son, okay? So, guys, we all get haircuts. But if our barber is not working, do they continue to get paid? No, they don't get overrides. Who gets overrides? The owner of the shop. They get override because whether they show up or not, that booth rent has to get paid. Okay? So you guys have to understand, you go from being self-employed to being a business owner. All of you guys that are not regional vice presidents, you're self-employed. That little 10% override you get on a division leader or 20% override you get as a regional leader, whatever it may be, is not an override. The minimum override as a regional vice president is 30 to 40% minimum. That is an override. We override a rep, 85%. That is an override. Right? So guys, overrides don't truly start until regional vice presidents. Okay? How does that work? Again, so I'm gonna do a little example. Okay, I don't have that much time, but I'm gonna run through this pretty quick. Okay, so I need 6 people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, a dog. Right? So all this table, and then Eric and DeMar, and then a dog. Come up here real quick. Okay, come on this side so everybody on the camera can see you guys. All right, we're gonna go from tallest to shortest. DeMar, you're first. Go that way. And then Arabelle, you come over here. Karina's, so yeah. DeMar first, Eric, Damien. Karina's a little bit taller than Adolfo, and then Arabelle. Okay? Arabelle got heels on today, so she's a little bit shorter. All right? So guys, I'm the regional vice president. Actually, DeMar's the regional. We'll make DeMar the regional vice president. All right? I'm the rep. I go out there and help with family. How much? It's $1,000 in premium. How much do I make? $250. Without Arabelle recruiting me, have I made any money? No. Would Primerica make any money? So Arabelle's the senior rep. How much does she make? Makes $100. She gets a 10% override, right? Then would have Arabelle made that money if Adolfo didn't recruit Arabelle? No. So what does Adolfo get? Well, he's a district, so he gets the spread between the senior rep and the district, which is 15%. That's $150. Okay, then Karina's the division. She gets the 10% because Adolfo wanted to make the money without Karina, right? And then Damien gets the override another 10%. And then Eric, who's the senior regional, gets 10%, but DeMar is the vice president. So I made $250. I'm the one who did all the work. I may not even have met DeMar yet. I didn't meet Eric and Bryn, so I was like 2 weeks in the business. Right? And I had already helped families. There's nothing wrong with that. They were override. They're doing what they're supposed to do as an RVP. Right? But DeMar, who I might not have even met yet, gets paid $300, but I did the work. I made $250, right? So you have two ways to look at this. You can say, oh man, DeMar's making all the money off of me, blah, blah, blah. I'm pissed off. You know what? Bump this. I don't want to do it anymore. Or you could say, dang, DeMar made more money than me, and he was sitting at home watching TV, playing with his kids, right? I want to do that. I want to get to that part because that's freedom. I want freedom. Right? Thank you guys so much. That was all I needed. All right. Got it. And then the crazy thing, like I said it 1,000 times, right? If there's nobody in between, right? This is why you want to personally recruit, whether you're an RVP or not, right? You want to personally recruit because your biggest spread is if you're directly training under recruit. Because if Jamar recruited me and I'm a rep, he's making 85%, whether I'm licensed. Right? When I'm licensed, if I don't do my job and get to district leader, he's gonna get paid 85%. He's gonna make $850. And I make $250. Right? Again, you can either get bitter or you can get better. Okay? So guys, override, man, it's so incredible. It could all start if you do this. Recruit 4, who get 2, and who get 1. Right? We always say a stud is found 4 deep. Stud is found 4 deep. If you find someone 8 deep, they're a double stud. Right? Doesn't mean if you're direct to your RVP guys, you're not a stud. I'm not saying that. That's someone they're sensitive, right? Like, oh, coach, you're gonna be directly. I'm not a stud. It's no, not what I'm saying, right? But that's how it works, okay? Could be 4 down from someone, right? Somewhere around there, okay? Everybody's 4 down, guys, at some point, unless you're like Russell, right? He's the only one that's direct. Okay? He was stud, okay? You're good. All right, also, you get overrides when you promote RVPs. Doesn't stop, right? Lewis and Ale get 15% of anything Ryan does. 15%, anything. Doesn't matter if it's, who, do you have a rep on your team, Ryan? Billy the rep, right? Billy the rep sells a policy, makes $250. Lewis and Ale, who probably don't even know who Billy is, still gonna make $150. And they weren't even there. Right?
From the rep?
From the rep, they're still gonna make $150 because they're still getting overrides. Right? Then Toga is still gonna get paid 5%. They're gonna make $50. Okay? Rusty Crossland is gonna get like $1.75. But hey, you get a lot of overrides. Okay, it works. All right. So guys, awesome, and then you get bonuses and overrides, all that stuff. Okay. Guys, Primerica has the greatest compensation ever. I remember I was having a conversation with someone, right? They were working for a terrible company called First Family Life. And he was bragging. He's like, oh man, bro, what do you mean? 110% contract. I get 140%. I said, I don't get 110%. Right? Our compensation pays out 190%. Right? There's nothing else in the industry, financial services industry, there's not another company that pays you 190%. Nothing. No one else out there. So when you have a conversation with another agent, you have the confidence to say you have the best compensation. Okay? Overrides really don't exist. They're there, but they don't really exist how they work in Primerica and other companies. It's like baby. It's like nothing. Right? You get the largest base shop contract ever, biggest base shop payout in history, right? You get 130% on your base shop. 130%. You get bonuses, right? The 20% bonus. You have to do the math on your 10 plus 20. 30. You guys got that? Okay, cool. All right. You get generational overrides. That's the freedom, the flexibility. Okay. You get the leadership bonuses for the people who want to big businesses, right? Up to 23% for SNSDs. If they should qualify up. And then there's this doesn't even include the Circle of Championship bonus, Circle of Champion bonus, Circle of Championship bonus. Right? What's the Circle of Champion bonus?
Extra 2%.
Extra 2% on everything. So Willie's a Circle of Champion, right, guys? He does about close to $1.5 million in an entire organization. Someone do the math. $1.5 million of 2%. Someone do it. Come on, grab this. Quick. $1.5 million, 1.5 million times 2%. 30,000. 30,000. We're doing nothing. An extra 30 grand every month. Guys, he's making 300,000 a year just on his Circle of Champions bonus, not including his SNSD bonus, NSD bonus, SVP bonus, and when his base shop does over 100,000. Why do you think he's making $500,000? Because he focused on compensation. Guys, it's so stupid, right? Their system is so simple. They do you do 3,500 your second month in the business or your first month in the business license, they buy you an iPad. Well, guess what they also get? They also get the stock. Because if someone gets licensed and they promote themselves to district leader and they do 3,500 the first month in the business license or anytime in that quarter, the uplines get stock. So do you think they care about buying someone an iPad? No, they got stock. That's all they focus on. It's 3x3, 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 get your license, do 3,500. We'll buy you an iPad. But we're also getting stock. Just paid for buy with my stock. Right, and the stock's gonna grow, right? It's an investment, right? I say it all the time, your teammates, your downlines, they're not an expense, they're an asset. Right? There's so many things that building a business can provide you guys, okay? You get the Circle of Champions, and then you could qualify as an SNSD Builders Bonus 5% on anything. All that adds up to 190% equity and ownership, which I didn't even talk about the ownership, right? Ownership is you sell your business, right? Toga sells their business if they want to for 11 million. Walk away and never have to worry about anything ever again. Right? Who wants that life? Right, so you guys can raise your hands this time, right? I'm not trying to kick you guys in this time, okay? Right? We all want that. Okay? So guys, in closing, this is kind of funny. If you guys don't know, I'm a little bit of a nerd, right? I don't watch anime, the only anime I ever watched is Dragon Ball Z, right? But there's a purpose behind this, okay? So in Dragon Ball Z, right? Mario watch Dragon Ball Z? No, not that. Right? Sport. That's important as well, right? But look, so Dragon Ball Z, the main character's name is Goku, right? And Goku is me and Lane watched Dragon Ball Z. I know that, so I'm putting him on blast too, so I'm not doing it, right? So he's what's called a Saiyan, right? And Saiyans, they have this ability that when they get beat up and they get knocked down, and the more fights they go into, the more stronger they get, right? So as they get beat up, they continue to get stronger. They continue to get stronger. So they purposely get beat up. They seek adversity, right, in order because they know they're going to get stronger. Guys, that's how life works, right? When you work out, you're actually tearing the muscles in your body. Guess what it does? It grows back and it gets stronger and it gets bigger, right? So you may be going through adversity right now, right? You may be going through a valley, but behind all valleys is a mountaintop. And all you have to do is get to the top. Right? But guess what's going to happen when you get to the top? Right after that, you're going to go back down. Right? R. Williams said the first, 7 months or first a couple of years that you're in business, everything goes to crap. Okay? Everything's going to go to crap. But guess what's happened? Right? You're going to get to that mountaintop. And then you just got to do it again. And then eventually, it's going to all be worth it. Is it easy? No. But it's worth it. Okay, so I love you guys, man. It's always a pleasure, man, to do training. It's always a blessing, guys. It's 10:29, right? I got an orientation in 1 minute, so let's get to work. Let's get busy. If you guys know who we are,